Hello.
Hello.
Oh my God, I'm on live with Topson.
Today is a very special day because I'm joined by a very special guest. We're shooting this from Finland. We just had a very busy day with our guest here. We've been working hard on making some really good content for you guys, and yeah, today I'm joined by Topson. Welcome.
Hello. How are you guys? I'm good, thank you.
Awesome, man. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Just had a nice session of GamerzClass filming, and yeah, feeling good now. Yeah.
With that said, we will now be taking questions from the audience. So if you want to have a chance to speak with Topson, please raise your hand. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get everyone, and I see I'm already flooded with hands. So I'll be trying to select some of you. I know some of you have been here before, so I'll try to give other people chances as well. And just a quick reminder of the rules. We will, of course, you get one question. Please respect Topson's privacy. And yeah, let's start with Voy Lucky. I'm inviting you to speak. You will get a button at the top of your Discord to join. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, hello. Sorry for my quality of micro. It's very
You're
bad.
fine.
Okay, Topson, I want to ask you one question. When you lose meet an aggressive hero like 1-2 deaths, what do you must first doing?
Let's say you're playing hero like a Tiny, who is really aggressive and really dependent on his tempo. Then it's kind of hard, of course. Like you kind of lose a lot of your tempo, and you feel like the purpose of your hero is kind of negated if you lose your lane too hard. So obviously it's quite difficult, but I think that in situations like that you kind of have to turn into your team and like kind of look elsewhere if they have kind of plays available that you can join, or like just try to find situations that allow you to get back in the game. Like, but it's for sure like a difficult situation to be in if you have a very tempo oriented mid laner and then you lose your lane too hard.
Thank you for the answer. Just so you guys are aware, like after you ask your question, I'm moving you through the audience just so we make sure that we're able to get as many people in here as possible. So Kurt, you are up next. I have invited you to speak. We'll give you a few seconds to see if you're here. Hello, welcome Kurt. Your microphone is muted.
Hi.
Hello.
Alright, so when you're on a hero like Storm or Quap that rushes an Orchid, and you're up against another hero like Nature's Prophet, another Storm or Quap, Winter Wyvern that also rushes Orchid, you sacrifice your aggressive gameplay and go for Yules, or go the Orchid anyway and hope for a BKB outcome?
I don't think it's that black and white. You playing Storm or Cop that you buy Orchid. I think people have gone away from that quite a bit already. That you see Storms going Kaya BKB or Kaya Sanch and skipping the Orchid completely, or going Bloodstone BKB, all kinds of stuff like that. And for Cop also, I mean, yeah, the most common build is still the Orchid. But to answer the question, like I don't think you should think about having the Nature's Prophet like being the counter to you. Like obviously your Orchid pickup is gonna be still much stronger than going for Yules and playing more defensive, and the Orchid can get you a lot of kills, and even the risk of like, sure, you might get ganked by a Prophet once or twice, but still the idea of like making your own play and being the aggressor is usually the better way to go with heroes like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Kurt. Frop, I'm inviting you to speak.
Hello, Topson, big fan.
Hello.
So my question is regarding a previous stage of your career, back before you got picked up by OG. You made a decision to move out to your brother's place to commit into playing more Dota. So what gave you the confidence to do that, to like get into the pro scene?
I mean, I always was like really into the pro scene, and I felt like I was quite good at the game. I felt in myself that, you know, I mean, obviously I'm not on a pro level yet back then, but I felt like I had something to give, or something that at least that is worth a try. And my passion for the game also, and I always was supported a lot by my brothers. They all played Dota for a long time, and they were also like quite good. But then they were like saying to me like, "Yo, like, you're like much better, and like you really like love the game." And then they just like, my older brother just wanted to. He just like told me like, "Yo, you can come live at my place for a year if you want to try becoming a pro." And then I was like, yeah, of course, like super excited about it. So then I ended up doing it. Yeah, a lot of confidence from my brothers and friends that helped me for sure.
Pretty cool. Obviously, need some support from your family to make some sort of decision like this. DPA Tranovis, I'm inviting you to speak. I'll give you a few seconds. Hello.
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 Oh my god, I'm on live with Topson. Fan. It's really overwhelming. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, good.
No problem. Take your time.
So Topson, my question would be, usually we have seen this, brilliant plays. People talk about it, how you create space for your carry and you rotate. So what's usually your game plan? I'm not talking about any specific heroes, but mostly, once you hit the rune timings around 8 minutes or so, going into 10-15 minutes, what's your plan to rotate? How do you think of making space for your carry? How do you think you are going to gank either on the off lane or pick up the opponent carry? What goes through your mind?
I mean, it's very game specific and hero specific what you're playing, and also the matchup you're playing in mid. Like some games when you're playing a really heavily losing lane and you feel like you're not getting much out of the lane, then you might just rotate really early. Like let's say you're playing some monkey against a Viper lane. Like if you get a lucky 6 mid haste rune, like most likely your best bet is just gank their safe lane and maybe get a kill. But like I think the meta is a bit different now in that sense that now you play all these heavy farmers in mid that kind of like gankers in a way, but they're also like flash farmers like Puck and Storm and Ember. Those heroes, like in a way they're gankers, but they also enjoy staying in the mid lane and farming the wave and farming the camps near the lane. But it always comes down to like answering if you should gank mid or safe lane. It also depends a lot. It just depends on the lanes for sure. Like if your safe lane is going really bad and they need some help, then obviously you should probably help the bottom lane, like the safe lane instead. Also looking at the enemy heroes, like if you're playing in some morph carry, probably you shouldn't gank the morph lane because obviously the hero cannot die. So you just have to like evaluate the situation, like what hero can I actually gank and what can I not, and if it's worth my time going there to gank, or should I just keep on farming and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that actually we looked at some of the games we looked at today. We hopefully try to answer this as best as possible with examples from in game. Cool. Heaven Queen, I'm inviting you to speak. A few seconds. Hello.
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 You big fan, Topson. I'm really happy to talk with you. I'm a very big fan. The question I have might be a bit annoying, but I want to know the reason why this happened to you in international. Because your laning phases were really great. You always won your lane. And what happened to you in the international that OG got submitted? I can't find the reason why you got deleted since the mid lane was always win. And yes, thank you.
I mean, it's always what comes down to like the team aspect, and obviously I wasn't the greatest mid laner of the tournament either. Like we all had our flaws, and as a team, probably we weren't like the team that like gelled together the best, and we didn't have our like the strongest ideas, and we weren't like the meta makers this TI. We were more like kind of trying to figure it out. Probably we didn't have enough time to prepare, and we had some other issues also going on. And as a people, also like we five as a team we didn't get that connection that we used to have before, and I mean it's really hard to get that, but we tried, but we couldn't really get to that stage of the level that we would be like kind of like one mind and one unit. We were still kind of figuring it out, so it definitely made the road much harder.
Right. Hopefully that answers your question, Heaven Queen. And OGG, you are up next. I'm inviting you to speak. I think we have time for one or two more. Hello.
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 Hi, Topson. Hi, Merge. So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, hear you.
So I'm a top 100 player at C, right? And I'm interested in joining the pro scene. So my question is like, so other than, climbing to top 1 rank, like what you did and then get noticed by OG, what are the advice or path that I could take?
For me, what really worked for me is I think streaming is kind of like a good way that if you are regularly streaming and you manage to get like some viewers in it and that kind of stuff, it can definitely be helpful that you're noticed that way. But of course, climbing the ranks and hitting rank 1 obviously is like probably the best way to get recognition. Is that you're the rank 1, you're best of the region, and hitting rank 1 is definitely probably the best way. And of course, then having your own like spice in it in a way. Like of course there are a ton of like talented players and stuff, so maybe something stands out from you that you're better than the others. So I think that's what a lot of teams are looking at, finding those players who are really like they really know what they're doing, kind of stuff.
All right, awesome. And I believe we have time for one last question. So Noose, I'm inviting you here. You're the lucky last speaker, unless you're not here, and then we'll. Oh, hello.
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 Hey,
Oh, well, thank you. I would like to know what heroes you should have in your hero pool that compensate for like different weaknesses in your draft. And this was a little bit hard to phrase for me. Just give me a second. Which heroes you should have in your pool that make up for like different weaknesses in your draft is just a question.
Okay. I think you should have like heroes that are kind of like these semi-cores, like Storm, Co-op Ember, Holy Spirit, all these kind of heroes. And then what I suggest you also have a couple heroes that are more of these like kind of like a supportive in a way mid laners, like let's say like Pangolier and these team fighters that just kind of just make the drafting a bit easier. Like you bring a ton of team fight, you bring some but you should always play heroes that you like enjoy playing and you feel like you understand what they do the best. Those are the heroes you should always like try to get even better at those. But of course you have to have like at least 5-10 heroes that you know how to play. But it's I still think like you should always play heroes that you really enjoy, and of course you should play still the meta heroes, and you should enjoy playing the meta heroes. But it's good to have core heroes from mid lane that you like playing, and like semi cores, and then those less like greedy heroes, like whatever it is, Puck, Void Spirit, and all these heroes. But I think that's about it. I hope that Answers your
Right.
question.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I think like in the class, like we have this one specific game where you're playing Pangolier mid because you have like an anti-mage safe lane and an off lane Chaos Knight. So you chose to go with the more kind of like rounded pick that stabilizes the entire draft.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of questions that we didn't manage to go through, but this is all the time we have. I want to thank you one more time, Tobias, for doing this, of course, and being here for our members and helping out and answering questions. I believe a lot of people, you made a lot of people's day today by just saying hello.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Of course, and super excited for the class coming up. We expect this class to be released somewhere around Christmas or before. Definitely this year we will be working our hardest to get it to you guys as soon as possible.